Welcome back, guys, for another flow. We'll get straight into it today. This is another short little one, so start in a comfortable seat with your eyes closed. Make sure there's some length through the spine, crown of the head lifting up. Start to feel the breath pull down into your belly. If Ujjayi is part of your practice, you're welcome to take it here. If you're not sure what belly breathing or Ujjayi is, make sure to go check out India's beautiful breathwork videos after this. Try and slow down the breath if you can. The breath that you set up now is what's going to carry you through this practice. Start to gently drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Allow this length to come in through the left side of the neck. Slowly back to center, left ear to left shoulder. Your eyes closed, this gentle length through the spine back towards center. Start to turn your head to face the right. So you're looking over your right shoulder, still length, just this twist coming. Back towards center, start to look over your left shoulder. Slowly back towards center. Drop your chin to your chest, but don't just crank over through the neck. Keep that length. Start to look up towards the sky, taking your chin towards the ceiling. Then back towards center. Those are our exercises. Bring your hands to your knees. We're going to work through some seated cat-cows today. So as you breathe in, start to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Open up through your chest. Then take your chin towards your chest. Push that space between your shoulders backwards, round over. As you breathe in, open up through that front line. Then round over as you breathe out. Two more like this. Open up with a big breath in, expanding through that front line. Then round over, squeezing the air out of the belly. One more. Big breath in, shine open the chest. Inhale. Round over. Breathe out. Good. Start to bring your hands out on the mat in front of you. Come towards a tabletop shape. Take a breath in here, in this neutral spine, then tuck your toes, downward facing dog as you breathe out. Make sure you're pushing the ground away. You can see India's got a little bend through her knees. For a lot of us, this is going to be our first down dog of the day, unless this is your second class, in which case, good on you. But we're trying to spin the sitting bones up. Yeah, so if you need to pedal out the legs, you're more than welcome to. Just make sure all of the movements are really mindful. They're all for a reason. Take one more breath out. Start to ripple forward towards a high plank. Lead with your hips, then your spine. Take a breath in. Bend your knees, downward facing dog. Breathe out. We're going to do that two more times. Ripple forward, slow as you can. As much control, land. Down dog, breathe out one more time. Ripple forward on the breath in, really slow. Keep the hands grounded, downward facing dog, breathe out. We're going to get straight into our flow. So take a breath out. Start to lift your right heel towards the sky, breathe in. Take your knee to your nose for a tiger curl, pushing this space away, lift it back up, breathe in. Keep your hips square. Knee to nose, exhale, pushing the earth away. One more time, lift that leg back up, breathe in. Knee to nose, now push the ground away, step between your hands, crescent lunge. Take a bend in that back knee. What we want to do here, belly button in towards spine, we want this neutral lower back, so we can get into our psoas. Yeah, on this left side. If you want even more sensation here, start to turn on that left glute. That's going to push that hip point even further forward. One more breath in. Right knee stays where it is. Warrior 2, breathe out. Really good. We want to have as much control and awareness through this front leg as we can in that transition. Yeah, this knee facing forward. We start to ground down the back edge of this left foot. Even here, we still want that belly button towards spine, tucking the tailbone under, especially if you're somebody who has a pelvic tilt like India does. Yeah, so this is a lot of work for her here. Take one more breath out. Straight leg reverse, reach up, breathe in. Then your first movement is to reach forward with that right hand, Trikonasana, triangle pose, breathe out. Now here, this big toe mount on the right foot, keep that really heavy. Yeah? Don't feel like you need to reach all the way to the earth. If you have a prop or a block, this is a really good opportunity to place that under the right hand. One more breath out here. Bend that right knee, reverse warrior, keep the left arm in front of the body. Dekasana, ground that right leg, aeroplane pose. Again, here you can check to make sure the hips are square by taking your hand towards your sacrum. Yeah, but to keep this bottom half really engaged, shoot that left heel through the back wall. You can bend the standing leg if you need to. One more breath out, stork pose, breathe in, lift up. Same thing here as in crescent lunge. We want this neutral lower back, so bring the belly button in towards the spine, biceps by your ears if you can get them there. Yeah, now if you're somebody who has shoulder issues, you can bring your hands to your heart, but if you don't, the challenge is there. Lift them up strong. Yeah, you're still building strength here. One more big breath. Fold forward, the left foot meets the right, release down, breathe out. Take a few breaths here. Again, you can wobble out the legs, but just like in that downward facing dog, you want to spin the sitting bones up, trying to have a neutral lower back, which seems strange in this position, but once you start to open up through your hamstrings and take your chest towards your toes, that's going to make a little more sense. Take one more breath in. Come to a halfway lift. Take your sitting bones away from the crown of your head. Plant your hands, chaturanga or a low plank. Breathe out. Up dog. If you're ready, you can also take cobra here. Then down dog. Breathe out. Straight away, lift that left heel towards the sky. Take it towards your nose. Breathe out. Three-legged dog. Lift it up. Big breath in. Knee to nose. Squeeze the air out actively. One more time. Lift it back up. Breathe in. Knee to nose. Pushing the ground away. That space is going to let you step between crescent lunge. Same thing here. A bend now. Through that right back leg. Turn on the right glute. Belly button towards the spine, this neutral lower back. Yeah, the more we can keep the lower back straight, the more we're going to get into the deep hip flexors. Yes? One more big breath in. Keep that left knee exactly where it is. Warrior 2. Breathe out. We ground down that back foot. Relax the shoulders. Yes, we want to build strength. We also don't want to be super tense through this whole practice. Start to take your fingertips away from each other. Still really strong and stable. So relax. Straight leg reverse. Breathe in. Reach up with that left hand. Then reach forward. Trikonasana, triangle pose as you breathe out. Now you might notice here, India's toes are turned up the mat, and they have been since Warrior 2. Yeah, what that's doing, it's allowing her to open up through her hips more. Yeah? This traditional shape of 90 degrees with the toes straight forward with the front toes. That's great if you can make that shape, but if you can't, it's putting a lot of pressure on your sacroiliac joints. So don't be afraid to turn those back toes up. Take one more breath out. Bend that front leg, reverse. Breathe in. Ground the left foot, Dekasana. Breathe out. That's a tough transition, so catch the balance really nice. Good. Again, that right heel through the back wall. That's how you stabilize the lower half. The standing leg can be as bent as you need it to be. Once you've got the lower half sorted, start to squeeze shoulder blades. One more breath out. Stalk pose, lift that right knee up high. And you see how high it is getting this right knee and still staying straight? That's that active compression through the right hip. Good. Straighten through the left leg, lifting up through the fingertips. One more breath in. Right foot meets the left. Uttanasana, forward fold. Breathe out, fold down. Again, you can pedal out the legs if you need to. We're going to be here for a couple breaths. Feel the chest moving towards the toes. One more breath. Halfway lift. Inhale. You can bring your hands to your shins. Plant your hands. Step or maybe you jump back to chaturanga. Again, cobra's there. Up dog. If you're ready, push the earth away. Downward facing. Breathe out. Really, really good job. Land here. We're going to start to move through all of this in flow. One breath, one movement. And if you've done our classes before, you've probably heard move at your pace. Yeah, this is your practice. We're just here as a little bit of a guide. We'll take a breath out together. Start to lift that right heel up. Breathe in. Use the whole breath if you can. Tiger curl just one time as you breathe out. Step between your hands, crescent lunge. Inhale. Again, the whole breath to rise up. That right knee is going to stay exactly where it is. Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2. Straight leg reverse. Lift up with the right hand. Trikonasana, reach forward first. That's going to create this length. Land as you breathe out. Bend through the right knee, reverse warrior, lengthen through the right side body, Dekasana. Tough one, but catch the balance if you can. Good. Stalk pose, lift the left knee up towards the chest as you breathe in. Then release down to the earth, left foot meets the right. Exhale. Half lift, crown of the head away from the sitting bones and plant the hands, chaturanga, however you have to get back. Up dog, flip the toes over, thighs are off the earth, downward facing. Breathe out. Start to lift the left heel up, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, breathe out, pushing the ground away, step between your hands. Crescent lunge, Anjayasana. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2, land on the breath out. Straighten that front leg, lift up, lengthening from the ankle to the fingertips. Trikonasana, reach forward, triangle pose as you breathe out. Then start to bend through that left leg, reverse warrior, lengthen through the left side, Dekasana. Catch the balance. Stalk pose, that right knee starts to lift up, breathing. Fold forward, Uttanasana, breathe out, release down. Halfway lift, lengthen. Plant the hands, chaturanga, breathe out, upward facing dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. As you breathe out, straight away start to lift that right heel. Try and slow down the movements even more. Tiger curl, using the whole breath. Step between your feet, slowly rise up. Slow down even more if you can. Warrior 2, so these movements are taking the whole breath. You just land, straight leg reverse. Rise up. Trikonasana, reach forward. Then land as the breath out finishes. Bend that front leg, reverse warrior, windmilling the arms, Dekasana. Breathe out. That whole breath in to lift the right knee up towards the chest. Active compression, then fold over. Breathe out. Halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, plant the hands. Chaturanga. Breathe out. Push the earth away, up dog, then slowly let the hips lift you up and back. Down dog. Straight away, three-legged dog. On the left side, rise up. Knee to nose. Crescent lunge as you breathe in. Slowly. Hands rise, warrior 2. Breathe out, keep that big toe mountain heavy, straight leg reverse, lifting up. Reach forward first, then land in Trikonasana. As you breathe out, start to bend through that front leg, lengthen through the left side body, those intercostal muscles. Dekasana. Try and keep the hips square. Stork pose, lift up, breathe in. Fold over, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant your hands, chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. Downward facing as you breathe out. Really, really good job. Start to lift your right heel towards the sky. Three-legged dog. Take the knee to your right armpit. As you breathe out, try and step your foot outside of your hand. Sorry, your hand's already there. We land in a lizard lunge. We're going to be here for a couple breaths. Really beautiful, active opening through the hips. Now, if you want to drop that left knee, you're more than welcome to, but I hope you notice what India did there. Yeah? Can you show them again, please? When she dropped that knee down, her spine stayed really straight and strong. Yeah, notice she didn't round over. Yeah, there's still that active length no matter where you are, whether the knee's the furthest point back or the toes. From there going forward through the crown of the head is this straight, strong line. Keep that activity. Keep that left glute engaged, but see if you can start to sink the hips down and forward. Really good. Start to drop the left knee. The right toes are going to start to turn out to the side. The knee and toes are going to be in line. Now your first option, everyone is going to ground down the left hand. First option, using that right hand, start to encourage the right knee out to the side. Still sinking the hips down and forward. Beautiful option. Yeah, if you want to take it further though, you can reach the right arm up. Maybe you grab a hold of the left foot. But really important here, keep that left hand pushing down into the earth, the chest spinning open, the hips sinking down and forward. Now that doesn't mean they're completely switched off muscularly. Yeah, there's still engagement, we're just letting them move down and forward in space. Make sure you're not dumping into the front of that left shoulder, pushing the earth away. Take one more breath in. Slowly start to release that foot, hands back underneath chest, step back to a downward facing dog. Three-legged dog on the left side, lift it up, keep the hips square. Take the knee towards that left armpit, step it outside of the head. Again here you can drop down that right knee if you need to. If you did it on the other side, I would suggest doing the same thing. Yeah, we want to work the body as symmetrically as we can. Hips are sinking down and forward. There's that length from the right heel through the hips, through the torso, through the crown of the head. Just one more breath here. Engage that right glute. Now start to drop the knee down. Ground the right hand. The left hand comes either to the inside of the left knee, encouraging it out. Notice I'm not saying push it out, just encouraging it out. Or you can reach up with that left hand, maybe you grab a hold of that right foot. Pushing the earth away, spinning the chest open, hips are sinking down. Now if you are like, oh my god, there's so much sensation going in here, it's normal, yeah? We're opening up the adductors through the inside of the left leg. We've got a little bit of thoracic rotation, and we're opening up all through the right hip flexors, the right quad, especially if you're grabbing that foot. There's a lot going on. Take one more big breath here. Start to release that foot. Hands underneath shoulders, downward facing dog as you breathe out. Come high up on your toes, breathe in. Bend your knees, step or jump through your hands, roll down onto your back. Take a bend through your right leg. The left ankle comes over the right knee. Flex the toes on that left foot. This one here. What that's doing is protecting the knee. So all of this sensation starts to come in that left outer hip. Start to reach through, grab either the thigh or the shin on that right leg, start to hug it in towards your chest. We're not going to be here for too long, but we just want to open up through the outer hip. Again, that top toe stays flexed. Maybe when you breathe in, your belly gets a little bigger. Then when you breathe out, you can pull this package in tighter towards the chest. But notice India's shoulders are heavy on the earth. She's not compromising the upper body and trying to round up just to get closer to the legs. She's just being where she is, and she's fairly open in this pose. Just 2 more breaths. And maybe you play with that expanse through the midsection. 1 more round. Go fast. Start to switch over legs. Land on the other side. Using the breath, this flow, even in these static postures, to take you deep. Staying with that gentle inhale and exhale. One more round of breath. Slowly start to unravel the legs. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock and roll up and down until you come to a seat. Send both legs out long. Paschimottanasana, length through the spine first. Then take your chest towards your toes. Bend your knees if you need to here. But all we're trying to do is take the sitting bones back, the heels forward. So here when you breathe in and that belly gets bigger, feel that expanse. Maybe you lift up a little bit. Then when you sink down, think chest towards toes first. Yeah, we don't want to be rounding through the back. We want to keep the lower back as neutral as we can. One more round of breath. Really slowly start to lift back up. Lay down on your back. Take your hands up overhead. Start to walk both your feet over to the right side and both your hands over to the right side as well. You can use one ankle to anchor to the other. We're lengthening really gently through the side of the body. Just a few breaths here. It's quite a gentle opening. One more round of breath. Slowly start to walk back through center. Take it over to the left. Now here the hips stay really heavy. They're kind of your anchor point. You can use your ankles, your wrists, heavy to the earth. This gentle opening through the side of the body. Slowly back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Keep your shoulders heavy. Allow your knees to drop over to the right. No matter what we do, this beautiful ringing out of the spine is always a nice way to close down this physical practice. One more big breath in, feel the belly get bigger. Then when you breathe out, release more. Slowly back to center. Knees drop over to the left side. Again, shoulders are heavy. Legs are heavy. Okay, gravity starts to be the driving force in the physical practice now. It's starting to take over. slowly back towards center. Start to send your legs out. We land in Shavasana. In these shorter classes, it's important to close properly. This is why we practice this stillness. Bring yourself back. Some deeper, more intentional breath. Some small movements in the fingers and in the toes. Start to roll off to one side. Keeping your eyes closed, when you're ready, start to move towards a comfortable seat. Bring your hands to your heart in Anjali Mudra. Gentle bow of your head to acknowledge your practice and the practice of everyone else. As always, I leave you with what Maharaji left Ramdas: love everybody, tell the truth. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much, guys, as this crazy year starts to wind down, for taking the time for yourself, for your practice. We're so grateful that we get to be a part of it.
Thanks, guys.
See you next time.